And joining us now with more on the U.S. arms shipment to Kyiv via Jerusalem is expert on U.S.-Israel relations from Bar Ilan University and research fellow at the Jerusalem Institute for Strategy and Security, Professor Eytan Gilboa. Professor, until now, Israel has kind of been straddling the fence, providing humanitarian aid to Ukraine, but not weaponry, so not to cross Russia. And now American artillery stockpiles in Israel are shipping off to Kyiv. Does that in any effect change the Israeli status as an arms supplier to Ukraine?
No. There has no change in Israeli attitude or policy towards the war in Ukraine. We are talking about American stockpiles in Israel. These are American munition and not Israeli munition. The United States does not have to ask any permission from Israel to use these munitions, which are being stored in Israel for American use in Middle Eastern conflicts. It is the other way around. If Israel wants to use these stockpiles, it has to ask for American permission. Russia knows that arrangement. It has been in place since the mid-70s, and therefore I do not expect any Russian criticism. And if there is going to be one, it is irrelevant to the situation in this particular case.
And Professor, what would it take for Jerusalem to finally take a side and provide Ukraine with the military aid they're requesting? If you're saying we need permission from the U.S. for everything.
Well, yeah, Israel has been walking on a tight rope on the Ukraine war. On the one hand, it's obvious that Israel is on the side of the West because it automatically opposed the Russian invasion and occupation of certain areas in Ukraine. On the other hand, due to the Russian military presence in Syria and the need to coordinate, not asking for any permission, but to coordinate policies, especially military operations inside Syria against Iranian attempts to build another front against Israel. So Israel has been playing a very cautious policy. In the previous government, the Prime Minister Bennett was very, very cautious. Lapid supported more the West. Now we have a new government. Netanyahu has good relations with both Putin and Zelensky. But there is no indication whatsoever for any change. And if there is any change, perhaps the two sides may ask for another Israeli mediation attempt.
Now, further on that, in the past, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had a close working relationship with President Putin, but that was before the war. What will that relationship look like right now in the future?
Oh, well, Netanyahu had a conversation with Putin. Putin congratulated him for the establishment of his new government. And Eli Cohen, the new Israeli foreign minister, talked to Sergei Lavrov, the Russian foreign minister. He got criticized for doing it from the United States and other sources. I think the new government, the new Israeli government, is now working on or trying to formulate a position toward what could be the next phase in the war. Because right now, the war in Ukraine is like a war of attrition. There is much expectation for another Russian military operation, military attacks in the spring, and the two sides are preparing for that. And I think Israel follows these events very closely and will make decisions on daily basis.
You spoke about Bennett before. Do you think Netanyahu might become some sort of intermediary between the sides, like then Prime Minister Bennett tried to be?
It depends on the sides. Right now, there is no base for negotiations. The two sides are quite sticking to their positions. But if they are going to be tired enough about the war and would seek some exit, then perhaps Israel could be a good mediator.
Professor Eytan Gilboa will be right back with you.